Hey everyone, it's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews, and also tons more. Today is Tuesday, August 1st, brand new month. Hope you're having a great day. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing in 2023, Edmonton and Calgary have been the top searched for real estate here in Canada. And this is something that, it didn't surprise me one bit. I've been covering this for a while now, at least for a couple of years, saying that I was interested in the Edmonton market, specifically the condo market as well. And a lot of citizens and home buyers and just anybody looking for a place to buy here is looking for affordability. So if they're coming here and they're like me and they see that condos are going from there's no shortage of one bedroom condos downtown Edmonton for anywhere from $70,000 to $150,000. Like, that's dirt cheap compared to some of the places downtown Toronto or downtown Vancouver. And then you also have higher taxes, right? So you're paying over 10%, some cases up to 15% sales tax on these inflation, these items that your utility bills and grocery bills, which we know the inflation of everything is going up. So it's making for tough times right now, and the rest of the world is really starting to take notice, and we're starting to see the trends in the data, and that's what we're going to go over here today. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, helps support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, and you'll be notified on any future video posts or whenever I do a live stream. So we'll move on. I already have a playlist. So if you just go to my channel and then click on the playlist here, you can go down to real estate and you can scroll through. You can see I have close to a dozen videos now. But I started off, I said my next big move, I was looking at the downtown Edmonton condo market. That was over a year ago. Time flies. And then I also bought another property downtown Edmonton to Airbnb. So I use it 100% as an Airbnb business. And then I talk about my real estate portfolio game plan for 2023 and kind of beyond. I go through, I was deciding whether or not to Airbnb or not to Airbnb. So I was looking at long-term rental thesis versus short-term rental. And I was so happy that I took the short-term rental option and did Airbnb. It's been a fantastic experience in Verbo as well. But just kind of my story as I went through and some of the things I had to do to get that move-in ready or Airbnb ready, I guess, and then how I'm preparing for one of the worst market crashes in history. And then, like I said, I've already done a couple of videos. I did this video here, Canadians flocking here in record numbers to Alberta. And this video, it's about 14 minutes long, and it talks about how tons of people from Ontario are moving here, tons of people from BC and Quebec. And then it talks about how Alberta in Canada has the most immigration from outside of Canada next to PEI, and that's actually where I moved from. I sold my 2 properties in PEI and moved here and bought the undervalued, in my opinion, undervalued condo market. So, and then like I said, I'm getting cash flow from the Airbnb. So if you want to learn more about that, like I said, you can check out my real estate game plan and portfolio and goals in the next couple of years. But here's the article. These 2 cities are now the top search spots for real estate in Canada, as reported by the Financial Post and Yahoo Finance. We'll go through this fairly quickly here. So when the housing market gets tough, home buyers go west. In new evidence that Alberta hosts some of the hottest real estate in the country, Royal LePage says Edmonton and Calgary are now the top search cities for home hunters in Canada. Since the start of the C19, sky-high prices for Ontario properties have increased ability to work remotely, has sent a surge of home seekers in the province, said the National Real Estate Company. In 2020, this gets awesome here. In 2020, Alberta's capital and its largest city were in the top 20 searches. By 2021, they were in the top 10. In the first 6 months of the year, Edmonton was the most searched city in Canada, followed by Calgary. And notice in my playlist, I don't have any Calgary. Maybe I'll look to get a property in Calgary, but I'm honestly, based on what I'm seeing, I didn't really see anything that attractive, and the opportunity was here in Edmonton, and I could basically do whatever I wanted. I could move wherever I wanted. I wasn't married, or I didn't have any partner at the time, and it was just me, myself, and I was basically, I had all my stuff. I sold all my stuff and was in a car, and I was willing to go anywhere. I didn't want to go to Toronto. I knew friends there. I liked it there. I wanted to go to Vancouver, to be honest, but I just couldn't justify spending that much money when there's so much opportunity here, and it's actually pretty beautiful. Like here in Edmonton, I absolutely love it. But this is not financial advice. This is just my own thoughts and opinions, and it's for entertainment purposes only, really, at the end of the day, because I can't legally give anybody any financial advice. But in the past, it has always been the big cities in southern Ontario that dominated searches, says Royal LePage. That's a huge thing, right? We're outbeating Ontario. That's insane. The proportion of searches on the Royal LePage website for properties in Edmonton have quadrupled since before C19. Between January and June of 2023, unique searches for homes in Edmonton reached 2% of total searches compared to 0.5% in 2019. Searches for Calgary homes made up 1.9%, more than doubling the percentage during the same period in 2019. Canadians are grappling with expensive home prices in the high-cost borrowing environment. These challenges are tempting home buyers to migrate to communities where housing is more affordable, said Tom Shearer, owner of Royal LePage, North Alta Real Estate in Edmonton. And you got to think too, if they're coming here and home prices are home prices are still the average fairly low compared to the rest of Canada here in Edmonton. And I'm more of an expert on at the Edmonton market, but because that's where my focus has been. But if affordability is on the forefront and on people's mind as as a priority and something that they need and are looking for and considering moving here, then why not? What better way to look at the the condo market? And there's people just like people who are turning 19 and 20 or 25 and they're looking to buy a home, or they're looking to buy their first rental property, or they're looking to do some sort of investment property, or they're looking to do just they want affordable housing, right? And they don't have money to do it. They don't have money for a down payment. They need to do 20%. Home prices are going up, and you need to do 20%, even 5% is hard to do on a $500,000 home, right? Like one duplex here in Edmonton's going for about a little over $500,000 in some cases, right? Cheaper real estate is part of the appeal. According to Royal LePage, the aggregate price of a home in Edmonton was $434,400 in the second quarter of 2023 and $643,200 in Calgary, compared to a national aggregate price of $809,200. So that is a massive difference, right? And it's basically in half. Prices, however, are rising in June, and the average selling price of a home in Calgary was up almost 7% from the year before, according to Calgary Real Estate Board. The city also set a record number of sales in June, up 11% from the year before, with apartment sales up 48%. There you go. Apartment sales up 48%. The numbers for July came out today, and there's another staggering number I'll show you here in a moment. But this bucks the national trend where homes have began to ease or even decline because of higher borrowing costs. And rising interest rates, right? It has also ramped up competition. Calgary real estate agent Matt Halliday told the Canadian Press that some homes are selling the same day they're listed, and sometimes sight unseen. It's like reminding of the C19 days, and this was what was happening in PEI when I was selling my house. People were selling their house in Ontario for 1.5 mil. Maybe they had like $500,000 left on their mortgage. They've been paying it off for 10 years. They sell it, bank $1 million, move to PEI, buy a house for $300,000. And they pay for it cash, right? So they were doing the exact same thing, sight unseen, and there was over, getting like $100,000 over asking or $50,000 over asking, and there was like 10, 20, 30, 50 orders sometimes, or offers. So it says it's common to see anywhere from 4 to 17 offers on one listing, Halliday said, but the most I've heard of on one that we lost out on was 26 offers. Significantly more homes have came up for sale in Calgary in recent months, said RBC Assistant Chief Economist Robert Hogue. But the increase in supply has still come up short, leaving the market heavily tilted in favor of sellers. Calgary's impressive population growth and relatively affordable position compared to other major cities will likely keep the trend going over the back half of the year, he said. And I agree. I think over the next probably 5 years to a decade, because it's beautiful here. We got the mountains, the Rocky Mountains. It's not too far from BC and Kelowna, and beautiful lakes, freshwater lakes, right? And it's just... I do not see this trend slowing down. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Have you considered moving to Alberta? Are you looking at it? Are you thinking about it? Or is it something that you've even pondered at all? What are some of the pros and cons you're looking at? And then where would you go, Calgary or Edmonton? Personally, I chose Edmonton because I thought and as they mentioned, apartment sales and things like that. But I wanted to mention, and I'll bring up another staggering number here in just a moment. I wanted to mention this. Look at the interest rates right now at RBC for mortgage rates. You're looking at a 5-year fixed mortgage at 6.29. When I bought my condo here, not my Airbnb, the actual condo, the first condo I bought, I got that interest rate just under 3%. So now, if I were to renew my term now, I would be paying over double what I'm paying now, which is not that much because the mortgage was only $50,000, right? I could have paid for that with cash if I wanted to, but why would I do that when the interest rate was 2%? I'm going to lock it in, and we saw inflation going up, and then it was just a matter of time before interest rates start to go back the other way. The average interest rate is around 7%, and mortgage rates were at 20% before, right? Like 12-15%, maybe not 20%. I'd have to look up the numbers, but I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure they were in the ballpark of 15%, 10% not that long ago, like 20, 30 years ago or so. But according to the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, the average conventional mortgage lending rate for loans with 5-year terms was 7.8% in 2001, 4.5% in 2011, and 3.28% in 2001. And I just showed you what they are now. And most people with their fixed year mortgages, right, they got the interest rate in 2021 of 3 or just under 3 like I did. In 5 years, they're going to be up for renewal. So there's no guarantee that this will even be 6%. It could be 7, could be 8, right? It was 7.18 in 2001. It's not going to keep going down forever and more than likely going to start to trend the other way, right? So that's going to create people and this isn't a spread FUD or anything. This is just to think about it now and don't be caught with like a deer in the headlights, right? With your guard down. This is something we can prepare for now, right? And like I said, it's probably not going to be until 2025, 2026 where we really start to see the market start to correct and people start, really getting in trouble with bills and battling inflation and then rising interest rates and renewing their mortgage terms, right? So over 50% of Canadians less than $200 away from being unable to pay monthly bills, as reported by investing.com in a survey. And I did a short on that as well. You can check that out. And I mentioned it a couple times now in my videos. So imagine if people renew their mortgage rate now and they get it for 3% and their mortgage payment's $1,800, it's going to over double, right? And then the cost of like goods and services are going up as well. And the wages aren't really going up that much. And check this out from Zillow. Edmonton real estate trends. Average sold price from July 1st to 29th, 2023, $410,000 average sold price. And the monthly change was 36.8%. In 1 month. That is impressive. Also, the Fed approves a hike that takes interest rates to highest level in more than 22 years. So this was back on Wednesday, July 26th. The Federal Reserve approved a much anticipated interest rate hike that takes the benchmark borrowing cost to highest level in 22 years. It's 5.25% and 5.5% in the US. And then they paused and then they raised again, and there's speculation that they could raise again. So that increases the odds that maybe the Canadian government isn't done raising yet either, right? Because we're going to feel the ramifications and the effects of the US as well. And why are so many Americans feeling trapped in their homes by their low rate mortgage? This was from CNBC. I found it pretty interesting. The recent spike in mortgage rates has created a so-called golden handcuff effect. Nearly 82% of homeowners feel locked in by their existing low-rate mortgage, according to the data from Realtor.com. In the meantime, the shortage of homes for sale is pushing up price. But eventually, like I said, this supply thing is going to be the supply issue is going to no longer be an issue anymore once the bubble pops and people can't afford their mortgages, because the home price, it's not so much about interest rates, it's the cost of the home. Again, if interest rates went from 3% to 6% and you own a condo, let's say in Edmonton, that's $50,000 mortgage, you don't really care because your payment per month went from $400 to $800. That's not that big of a deal. But if your mortgage payment is $1,800 or $1,500 or $3,000, it could over double potentially. But again, there's no guarantee. It might go down a little bit, who knows? But even $200, as most people said, is in the survey, I think it was 60%? 50%, over 50% of Canadians less than $200 away from being unable to pay their monthly bills and having more month at the end of the money than money at the end of the month, right? So it's scary times. And just take a look at this, for example. Like this is an example of a home, a 2-bedroom condo and 2-bathroom. This is a pretty new build, just like 5 years old or something like that. I'd have to check where to say year built. 2019, yeah. So brand new building, but it's on the ground floor. It's a very, very nice build, like very, very nice apartment, brand new build, but it's not that big. It's pretty tiny. It's got 2-bedroom, 2-bath, in-suite laundry, and it's electric heating. So you have to pay your own heat, and I'm pretty sure there's a condo fee. I don't know I'm not going to dive into that, but the point is you can just see in the price. The point of this, showing you this, is just, and it's an underground parking spot. But the point, and there's the deck. So and it's right on the ground floor. So, and it's not looking at the water. There's water there, but it's pointing this way by the looks of it. And yeah, you wouldn't be able to see that. There wouldn't be much of a view. $381,500 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's electric heat. So per month in the wintertime, your electric bill could be anywhere from $400 to $600, and that's not including inflation. So that is insane. I'm going back like when I lived there, which was a while ago. Now take a look at this. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, high-rise here in Edmonton, $287,900, and the condo fees are $582. It includes your heat bill, your water, your property maintenance, everything, your snow removal, everything included in there, and you would be paying that. You'd be paying almost that, if not more, just in heat for this place in the wintertime. And then you'd have to pay condo fee, and then you'd have to pay other things as well, so it's pretty insane to think about that the condo, and then some condo fees are higher here in Edmonton, not downplaying that, but take a look at this thing. This thing is beautiful for roughly the same comparable. And there's no shortage of this. And like I said, you can get condos from $60,000. One sold $50 grand cash in my building. And then, yeah, look at that view. That is insane from the 20th floor. So going in it there, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Again, I don't make these videos to make people fearful. It's literally to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, and get the ball rolling. And just, there's never any bad that can come from preparing for the future. Talk to your financial advisor, talk to your mortgage specialist. If you're worried about your debt, talk to somebody who's a debt specialist and maybe consolidate some of that, or create a game plan or a budget or some kind of goal that you can work toward that will help you and your family, because that is ultimately what it's all about, is looking after yourself and your family and your friends and the best. And, if I come across something, I want to tell my family, I want to tell my friends, I want to tell all of you, because I think that this could help you, and it helped me. So all I'm trying to do is to pay it forward and spread love. So that is the intention. Going in it there, though, we'll continue the conversation in the comment section below. Can't wait to hear what you have to say about this. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rob with Pal Group. Like, share, follow, all that good stuff. And we'll see you in the next video.